Welcome back to Cravella, the space where we talk about emotional eating, cravings, healing, and learning how to live with more presence and peace. Today's episode is one so many of us don't even realize we are struggling with because it feels harmless at first. Eating for entertainment is when food stops being nourishment and starts becoming stimulation. You eat to break the monotony, to fill empty time, to avoid stillness. This isn't about hunger, it's about lack of engagement. And here's the tricky part. Boredom eating often feels innocent. It doesn't come with guilt right away. It doesn't feel emotional. It feels casual. But over time, it quietly becomes a habit that disconnects you from your body. Because instead of asking, what do I need right now? You ask, what can I eat? We live in a world that doesn't tolerate boredom. Silence feels awkward. Stillness feels unproductive. Empty time feels wasteful. So, from a young age, many of us learned, fill the gap, stay busy, stay stimulated. And food is one of the easiest, most socially acceptable ways to do that. Boredom often brings up restlessness, mild anxiety, loneliness, a sense of, is this all there is? And instead of sitting with those feelings, we snack. Food becomes the background noise of our lives. Here's the truth many people miss. Boredom is really just boredom. Underneath it, there's often disconnection from purpose, avoidance of deeper feelings, fear of being alone with your thoughts, a loss of curiosity about your own life. For emotional eaters, boredom can feel dangerous because when there's nothing to distract us, our thoughts get louder. So we eat to mute them. Food becomes entertainment because it gives us some predictable, something immediate, something that doesn't ask anything of us. There were times in my life when I wasn't overeating because I was sad or stressed. I was overeating because my life felt flat. Evenings stretched too long. Weekends feel empty. Moments of pause made me restless. So I filled them with food. Not because I loved the food, but because it gave me something to do. I'd eat while scrolling, eat while watching, eat while walking. And the more I did, the more disconnected it felt from my real desires. Food wasn't the problem, it was the placeholder. Eating for entertainment becomes a loop. Bored, eat, temporary stimulation, back to bored, eat again. The brain starts associating food with relief from monotony. Over time, you lose touch with hunger cues. Food becomes automatic. You eat without satisfaction, and yet you keep eating. Because entertainment eating isn't about pleasure, it's about avoiding emptiness. This isn't about stop eating when you're bored. It's about meeting boredom differently. Here are gentle, realistic ways to begin healing. Pause before you eat. When boredom hits, pause for 30 seconds and ask, what am I really needing right now? Not judging, just nothing. Reframe boredom. Instead of seeing boredom as a problem, see it as a signal. Something in your life is asking for engagement, curiosity, or meaning. Create a non-food stimulation list. Simple things, a short walk, stretching, music, writing, tidying one small area, calling someone, sitting outside. These don't need to be exciting, just intentional. Allow stillness. This is the hardest part. Sometimes boredom is an invitation to be with yourself. And that can feel uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to it. But stillness is where clarity lives. One of the biggest healing shifts is learning. Food isn't your source of enjoyment. Ask yourself, what brings me quiet joy? What makes me feel alive? What did I love before food became my entertainment? Pleasure don't have to be dramatic. Sometimes it's calm. Sometimes it's simple. Sometimes it's just being present. If you're eating for entertainment, I want you to know you are not lazy, you're not weak, you're not broken. You're human in a world that forgot how to be still. Boredom isn't something to escape, it's something to listen to. And when you do, food no longer has to fill the gaps in your life. Thank you for spending this time with me on Cravella. If this episode resonates, share it with someone who snacks when they're bored because they're not alone. Until next time, be gentle with yourself and remember, you don't need food to feel alive. Thank you for listening and watching. Bye bye.